Welcome to On Air. I'm your host, Jason Hoyle, and I'm here with the Executive Director, Karen Brown, and Akira from Natasha House. So, what is Natasha House?
Natasha House is a transitional home for homeless women and their children, and they come to live with us up to 2 years. They set career, family, personal, and financial goals, and they work toward achieving those goals until it's time for them to transition out.
What made you decide to start this program?
Well, I was a veteran, got stationed here at Langley, ended up getting a divorce, and I ended up homeless with my 3 boys. My oldest boy was 12, and there was no place for all of us to go, so I had to give my children to other people in order to start over and rebuild my life. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a part of Natasha House. I wanted to make sure that a mom never had to make that kind of choice again.
And what does this program offer to the single mothers in this facility?
Well, it offers them an opportunity to start over again, to get a second chance, to learn some skills maybe they didn't have, to set career, personal, family, and financial goals to restart their lives, to be more productive citizens and more successful, to really fulfill their dream.
And when was Natasha House founded?
It was started in 2009. We opened our doors Labor Day 2010. So we're 7.5 years old.
Since it is a temporarily home, what period of time the mothers are allowed to stay there?
They can stay up to 2 years. We don't do shelter, so that makes us ineligible for any state or federal funds. So all of our funding comes through our donor families and the events and some of the products that we offer. And so they need more than 30 to 45 days to rebuild their lives and their children, so they can live with us up to 2 years.
Well, thank you very much. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll see you guys when you get back.
Music and fine arts provide enriching experiences. They teach students that there can be more than one solution to a problem, more than one right answer, that mistakes are learning experiences and present an opportunity to be creative and flexible. The arts encourage persistence and dedication. They require sustained concentration, personal reflection involving critical analysis, and self-adjustment to reach desired goals. These are essential 21st century skills recognized as important to productive career and citizen success. Each student deserves and benefits from an arts-rich education.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Hello, and welcome back to On Air. I'm your host, Jason Hoyle, here with Karen Brown and Akira from Natasha House. So, how successful is this program?
Well, it's very successful. I'm the first graduate because I went through that program, but we've housed 49 moms, and we've housed 140 children, and 85% of them are still in their own homes and doing well.
Are you planning to expand Natasha House, and if so, when?
We are. We're going to be expanding, especially soon. March 18th, we're going to be converting our staff room into 2 more units so that we can take in 2 more families. Right now, we can house 5 moms with up to 11 children, and when we expand, we'll be able to take 2 more moms in with up to 4 more children. So we're excited about that. Really excited.
It's fantastic. Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
You're welcome.
Akira, when did you become a resident of Natasha House?
I became a resident in October of 2016. We actually went from having a 2-income to a 1-income household, so that was a little hard for me to upkeep my bills, so we ended up getting evicted, and I found Natasha House online.
How did you hear about the Natasha House?
Well, after doing a search online, I found it. I also had a few people refer to Natasha House after I stressed that I did not want to go to a shelter. And Natasha House is not a shelter. It's a transitional home, and it's very unique in its kind. I'm just so thankful for it.
And how did the transition affect your children?
It was hard for them having to live with other people because Natasha House is a communal living environment. So you have to learn to adapt to change and work in a group. And they weren't used to that. They were little at the time, 7 and 3. And I was also pregnant at the time. So we had a lot of transitions going on with moving in and then getting ready to have a new baby. So it was difficult for them, but they have prevailed through the different groups that Natasha House offers. They have a CHAMPS program, which is catered to the children of Natasha House, and it helps them to cope with the change that's going on in their lives, and it's a really wholesome, enriching program, so that really helped them adapt to our transition to Natasha House.
And where do you see yourself in the future? And what are your goals?
As far as goals, being a business owner, I want to expand my business. I am a hairstylist, so I want to have a bigger clientele and grow in that way through marketing and other efforts. I also plan to be a homeowner soon, so that's coming, and I'm really excited about that.
Wow. And if you knew someone going through the same situation as you, what would you say to them as encouragement?
I would tell them to never give up, and your mistakes in the past and things you have been through, they don't have to define you. You can move forward from that and have a new start at life. It's just all about perseverance and having a good attitude, and also really stand by your faith and believe that you can overcome whatever hardships or trials come your way.
If you could speak to your younger self, what would you say?
Don't worry about what they say about you.
Thank you so much. Karen, I would like to ask, is there anything else you would like to talk about in Natasha House?
Yes, I would like to just share with everyone, if you look us up on natashahouse.org, you can find out all of the upcoming events that we have going on. Like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And we're always looking for volunteers. And one thing that people don't know about Natasha House is we don't just serve the ladies and the children that live at Natasha House. We serve moms and children that don't live there with our CHAMPS program for our children and our Homemakers program for our moms. So I invite everyone to go to natashahouse.org, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and become involved with us, transforming lives and building bridges to wholeness one family at a time.
Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Brown and Akiva, for being here today. Well, this has been a segment on air. I'm your host, Jason Hoyle. We'll catch you guys next time.